Good afternoon, everybody. This is Elaine Nieberding, and I'm greeting you from Bel Air, Maryland. Welcome to the very first episode of the Holy ShiFt Show. We have this great place here on Google Plus to share a conversation, electric engagement. And I want to thank everybody who is showing up, watching live on Google Plus, watching via YouTube, or if you happen to be catching this later on replay, thank you so much. The last couple days, we've had some really good activity on the comment stream of the G Plus event page for this, and I want to thank all the people that have been sharing their F words, like fabulous and fun. That one seems to be coming up a lot. But there are lots of others, and we will be getting to some of those in the show. My name is Elaine Nieberding. I'm with YesLaugh.com, and I hope you'll think of me as your holistic Hangout hostess. Another way I like to describe myself is the contagious carrier of TLC, today's laughter care. And the show next week will actually be getting a little bit more into that. But today, we're here to talk about F words. In these fast-paced times, how do we handle our fears? How do we get through these moments of contraction when we want to maybe flow forward with more grace and ease and a sense of freedom? So I have here today to join me on the panel are my friends, that's of course another F word, Dave Moore from the United Kingdom, and Margarita Crystal Lotus, who's hailing from Canada, and I welcome each of you. Thank you so much. Dave, you are from the United Kingdom, and you are the creator of HPT system, the human transform. I have goofed it up. The human potential transformation system, and the Moore Consortium. So thank you for being here. Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Elaine, it's my pleasure to be here. Ever since you first contacted me, I never have to think twice about doing anything that involves you, because I always find it to be a lot of fun and a lot of learning involved in this, and you have some other great guests here as well. The HPT Transformation Program is a personal development program that we take into companies, and groups of people come to us for a transformation experience in their life. It's to get them in touch with the real them, so they meet the real them, the person that they were destined to be. And so we empower them, we strip them down and show them the component parts of their brain, their mind, and how they work. And we have one coming up in Zurich at the end of this month for 3 days. It should be a lot of fun, and there'll be some over your side of the pond in Los Angeles, I think in April next year. But no, it's great to be here, and I'm looking forward to what we talk about as far as F words are concerned.
Okay. And Margarita Crystal Lotus, thank you so much for joining me today from Canada. And I really appreciated being on your Hangouts just last week, the Connections program. Welcome. Just tell us a little bit about what you do.
Hello, I'm Margarita Crystal Lotus, and I'm a life and business mentor who intuitively help my clients, which are professional women, to overcome emotional overwhelm and stress. And I and Heidi Hornline have a weekly show called Connections Forum, and we air on Thursdays at 9. It's going to be 10 a.m. In the winter time here. And we have done Hangouts since January, maybe over 50 episodes. So I'm sort of very, very excited about this medium of Hangouts. And my website is thecrystallotus.com, and that's what I have to say.
Okay.
And, yes, I'm going to say too, this is a fine fellowship.
A fine fellowship. And I would like to let you know that this morning it occurred to me an F word that starts with F and ends in K, but is not an expletive. is flock. So I'm hoping we magnetize lots of people into this flock so that we can all get through these paradigm shift times with a little bit more grace and ease. But now I want to go on over and acknowledge one more person who's still appearing in the panel, and that's Sheila Hensley. Sheila, I want to thank you for being a coach for me, a new friend here on Google+, and of great assistance to me because you encouraged me to actually bust through my fears and learn how to do comment tracker in the last couple days. So, woo-hoo to you.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm going to stay muted as I have work being done on my home, and I don't want to distract. So, thank you very much for that introduction, Elaine.
Thank you. And at the end of the show, if you, I think I will call you back in so you can talk about your work and the other things that you're doing on Google+. That would be great. Okay. So here we are considering these F words. Sometimes we think of F words most often as these F-bombs. And I don't know about you, but you know, in every day and in every week, there are times when I'm either saying holy shift or another expletive because something is coming up that I didn't expect, or and I might mean negatively, but sometimes things that come up that are so full of meaning and purpose, and we almost feel so surprised and overwhelmed at the goodness that seems to be showing up, that we're also letting the same expletives loose. Dave, just comment a little bit about getting comfortable with expletives.
Well, I think you know, what you said there was a great you know, word to use for an expletive, which was flock. You know, that's fine. You know, that's almost there. You know, that's a great one to use. You know, it's like, what the flock is going on? You know, because we're caught up with the misnomer of bad language. In seminars that we run, the F-bomb, you know, is fired off sometimes because when people are confronted with themselves for the first time, it's such a shock to them that they let the F-bomb go off. And when we were teaching people how to walk on fire and how to walk on broken glass, there were a lot of F-bombs being let off when people were doing something that was so far out of their comfort circle, you know, it may as well have been on Pluto. So it's bound to happen, but I find there's a distinction between strong language and bad language. Strong language sometimes really hits home a point. It has to underpin something to show somebody else that I really mean this. This is important to you. You need to get this. The bad language, to me, is very detrimental to us in our lives. And I find bad language that we find to be normal. Things like but, things like try, perhaps, maybe, or the worst one of all is problem. We tend to throw these words around quite a bit. And that to me is bad language, problem being the one, but, you know, all these people who say, well, I could have been a success, but, you know, I could have done this, but. Nobody wants to hear your but go off. Okay, you gotta kick the butt out of your life. And
I agree.
And the problem stuff, people see things as a problem here, a problem there, a problem everywhere, and it's not. It's a challenge. There are very few problems in life, but if we can reframe some of these things as problems as challenges, nobody wants to pay to see the 200-meter problem at the Olympics.
Dave,
they want to see the 200-meter hurdle. You jump over challenges, you leap them. That's what we want.
Yeah. So, Dave, I agree with you. It's all about reframing our perspective when we find ourselves in the middle of a challenge. You know, sometimes we're in the middle of that challenge, then, you know, we have a fear response going on. And it's either a mental fear response, it might feel like an emotional fear response, it may we might experience it one as a physical one, and so we want to get through those beyond those experiences where it looks like it's false evidence appearing real. I want to skip on over to Margarita right now and just take off from whatever I've been talking about.
I mean, this is so awesome. This even talking about F words, and I'm going to introduce a new thing for expletive. It's a flexpletive. Like, let's do flexpletives instead, you know? Oh, sugar, you know? And change that. I mean, there's many words we're using because we haven't practiced to actually express ourselves. And when a person in their energy, because I work with a lot of healing, if a person is self-confident, they can actually express what exactly they mean. They don't need to use like bad language, as Dave said. They can use a strong language using regular words.
Yeah,
you know, flexible.
Hey, somebody in the comment stream, if you haven't already, please hashtag flexpletives. It's a little bit of a mouthful. It's a little bit of a mouthful. As I do that, I want to give a little bit of feedback to my helper, Sheila. You know what? None of the comments are showing up for me in Comment Tracker. I'm hitting the little like refresh thing, and it's going duh. It's not doing anything. So I'm going to invite your help, and I can see here that she has pulled up a comment for me. Adelaide Hornline, hello. Thank you for joining us and making a comment. Adelaide Hornline, who is the co-host of the Connections program with Margarita, she says, fantastic, Sheila Hensley, to figure out the Comment Tracker effing for this effing fine show. Yay! If I had the applause feature up to send audio applause, I would be doing that right now. So flexpletives. I am inviting right now all of the people who are viewing to add to the comment stream perhaps some creative flexpletives that they might use. Remember, this show is not just about us here on the panel, it's about those of you who are watching. You know, let us be nudging you to come to some new awarenesses, and don't keep them to yourself. Please share them in the comment stream. Also, and if you're noticing friends of yours who are here also at the event, say hi to them. Facebook can be a wonderful, friendly place. Okay, I'm going to take a moment to invite everybody in the audience to do something called refreshment. You know, often when we're on Google+, we're on our computers, and we want things to update, we hit that little refresh button. You know, it's that little circle with the arrow on it. We hit that, and then we let the new data come in. Well, often when we're in the midst of our, you know, fear moments, we need to refresh, we need to pause, take the pause that refreshes, and a really good way to do that is just to take a fresh breath, to just breathe in. And just let go of the fear, the tension, the constriction, the boggled down thoughts, you know, which aren't going anywhere. And if we need, after we take a couple of those fresh breaths, to let go of a few more flexpletives, we could do that too. So I'd like either one of you, Margarita or Dave, to just talk about, you know, some of the things when we're caught up in individual, acute little new fear moments. What do you do to make that shift?
Well, the first thing you do is to start to breathe. and we're flowing with our breath right in. Can you hear that? It's like froth, right? And then that little flexplative has come out, and then you can actually say, "Oh, how nice to see you." And look yourself in the mirror, take a deep breath, and say, "Hello, I know you. I love you so much. Let's have fun today."
You know, as you're mentioning that, Margarita, what comes to mind is when a challenge confronts us, when a resistance confronts us, rather than just flipping it off or giving it the finger, sometimes to really make an effective transformation, we kind of need to make friends with it. We need to allow it to be there. So if it's a fear feeling, instead of like judging ourselves for having the fear feeling, we just need to allow ourselves to feel it, to get it out, to let it shift, to use a flexplative, to make friends with it. And then as we do that, then there can be an energetic shift, and we can set something free. Dave, what are some of the things you do, you know, when you just notice you're caught up?
Well, we have a section in the it's a 3-day training program. We have a section in dealing with fears.
I'm asking you. This is a personal question. What's something that you do?
I see it for what it really is.
Okay.
That is the real key to the program, and it stems from me. You know, if you can see something for what it really is, rather than what you believe it to be, as long as you see it for what it is and you don't see it for what you think it is, once you realize what it is that you're supposedly afraid of, people are not afraid of the dark. They're afraid of what's in it. They're not afraid of heights. They're afraid of falling. Babies are born with only 2 fears: loud noise and a fear of falling. That's all. Everything else is acquired. And it's acquired over the years by what we take on board and our belief system. And our beliefs are the things that can really ruin us, because there is no reality in them. We believe that something horrible is going to happen. We believe that something terrible is out there in the dark. But it doesn't mean that it's a reality. And our reality will trump our fears, our beliefs, every single time. Beliefs, everything in the world that is real does not require you to believe in it. It's real. It's there. It doesn't need any belief. It's the stuff that we imagine. It's the stuff that we think is going to happen, that we believe in. That's the stuff that is very detrimental and debilitating to us. So we have to see things for what they really are, not worse than they are, but the reality of the situation. And once you do that, you find that your fears limit.
Right. So, Margarita, I'm wondering if you think that like I do, that when you notice these fears or these thoughts or these belief systems, that there are probably a couple ways which you can go about or approach releasing those fears, releasing those beliefs, and gently letting them transform so they don't seem to have such a clutch on us. And just like Dave said, we can let them go, perhaps listening to divine guidance, higher wisdom, whatever we want to name that, call that.
Okay, so there is a very simple method. First one is breathing. The second one is movement. Then feeling it. And then letting it go. That's it. Being in the moment is the best way to actually address any fear. It's when we're trying to push it down, squinch it down, that's when we get the ulcer and the migraines and the shoulder aches and the hip ache and the legs, whatever, any kind of pain we have. But if we can actually feel what we're feeling in the moment and not store it away and be present to what's going on, then, you know, you see it when it's coming and you can deal with it. So it's breath, it's movement, it's being present, and then letting it go.
Wow. Okay. So that's all about being in the present moment. And I see Sheila raising her hand. Or do we have a couple comments, Sheila?
We do, and I want to acknowledge Esther, Elaine, Melanie Hall, Cindy, all of whom have hashtagged flexpletives. I had found the word before I could read it. But I also want to highlight some comments that I have pinned from earlier. Mia Voss showed up. And, well, I will pin it and read it. Holy shift, hi, darlings, waving at Elaine, hugging Dave Moore, and sending a fist bump to Margarita. Flock, yay. I thought that was really cool. I liked that one a lot. Let me go back to the pinned ones. Oh, I like this one. From Elaine to Elaine. I'm here for a bit. My word is fantastical. I like that word.
Oh, I like that one too.
Very expressive. And, of course, our friend, or my friend, Mama Char says, I'm feisty. I like I'm feisty. I like that a lot. Kalyani is here. She says hello. She's multitasking, but she's here with you. Thank you, Dave Moore, for reminding me. Let me just put this one up here from Esther. Thank you, Dave Moore, for reminding me that something terrible isn't going to happen. I am real, and what I do is real, but my fears are not. This helped me. Thank you. Oh, that's a great comment. Thank you, Esther. And from Carmen Rojas, we have the fear of outcomes often way worse than the actual outcome. Isn't that true, Carmen? Okay, I will come back in. I just wanted to acknowledge the audience, and they were being active, and now the people in my house can go back to what they were doing. They're in the corner now in fear that I'm going to throw something at them.
You know, that whole comment about the fear of the outcome is often different than the outcome. That is something. Interestingly, at the beginning of this year, when I started hosting Hangouts, I was doing a book club Hangout series aligned with the release of best-selling author Danielle Laporte's book. Oh, this is absolutely embarrassing. The Desire Map. There we go. The Desire Map. And the book was a series of self-inquiry exercises so that each person could get in touch with their 5 core feelings. And basically, she was saying, you know, instead of just setting goals for some things that you want to have inform, you want to get in touch with the feelings that are associated with those, you know, those plans and goals and dreams that you have, and try to give yourself those feelings every day. And she said something like, the journey has to feel the way you want the destination to feel. So we're kind of into the, you know, focusing on the feelings we want in the now. If we're in a fear moment, we recognize it, then we need to take an action to shift into a different feeling state, a different awareness state, and as Dave would say, you know, to get real with what's going on and become okay with what's coming on. Dave, turning it over to you.
All right. Okay. I mean, one of the things that I've always subscribed to is that we carry around in our head 2 filing cabinets. We carry the past and we carry the future, and we live in the present now. Now, if you look at a ship at sea, you see the wake of a ship. That wake of the ship, you can plot back to where that ship has been. But where that ship is now, you can see, but you have no idea where that ship is going just by looking at the wake. The ship steers the ship. The wake does not steer the ship. So the past, whatever happens in your past, doesn't necessarily need to be steering you. So we carry the past quite naturally around with us in two big bin liners or black bags or two dustbins or whatever it is. But really, it's a filing cabinet of our past. If you've got a bright, and you're looking forward to a bright, big, open future, you're limiting the amount of things that could be happening that are going to be good in the future if you throw your past into it. Because all you're going to be doing is reliving it. What we need to do is put the past in the past. The future is now, and the future is ahead of us. This has gone. This present really doesn't exist. What I've just said has gone in the past. I'm not saying it now. I said it just now. I'm continually moving into the future, and so are you. So our present is very, very fluid, but we keep bringing this past with us and throwing it and looking at it and duplicating it.
Well, Dave, especially those negative parts of the past, that's what we tend to keep dredging up. I have a question for Margarita, and that is there sometimes value in the present moment calling up experience of the past when we did feel fulfilled, when we did feel a sense of connection with our higher power, our highest wisdom, our sense of feeling the most alive? Does that have value, though?
Okay, I'm going to say it in one word. Ferrari. Because our past that we have integrated is our vehicle. It is our wisdom that we carry with us. It's that vehicle that drives us, either in a Ferrari or any other vehicle. It could be a dump truck. It could be, I don't know. You can figure out something that is for you, because I can't see everybody who is on here and seeing this, but think for yourself, what can that be? What's my vehicle? Personally, I like to have this flowing wings so that you could have this like condor view of your situation, and then you can go wherever you want. There is really no limitation. Fly, yes, flying, yeah. And what I'm going to say too, that if you have a good vehicle, perhaps a Ferrari is not your style, but you need to push your frontiers so that you can reach your potential. So frontier is an F word, right? And I coach my clients to push their limits, their frontiers, wherever they want to go, so that they have space to exist and enjoy that present moment, because there is nothing else than the present moment. We cannot affect our lives, unless if we're in the past and the future, we cannot affect our lives. We have to be in this moment right now.
I absolutely love Ferrari and getting in touch with your vehicle. Oh, that's magnificent. Yeah, I'd like to have a Ferrari. Dave, I know you've driven all kinds of vehicles. You've lived in many different places in the world. What vehicle would yours be like?
Well, first I was just going to say about what was just said, and ask you, do you know how many ears Captain Kirk has?
No, Dave, I don't know.
He has a left ear, a right ear, and a final front ear.
Are you a Star Trek fan? Yay!
Hey,
That's
Dave.
a double F, a final frontier. Now, what's
the final frontier, and that was a wonderful segue in from Margarita saying frontier, because I hadn't thought of that F word in considering F words this week. Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was going to say the vehicle that I would travel in would probably be some form of an all-terrain vehicle. You know, that's capable of driving over any terrain, and it will be amphibious as well, in case You know, wherever I wanted to get to, I've got the capability of going there. You know, that's the whole idea, is how we should live our lives without any fear of outcome. It's interesting what I think, was it Carmen Rojas, a comment she made about fear of the outcome. And that's very, very relevant. You know, if you ever make an appointment at a dentist or doctor's and it's 2 weeks away, the amount of fear you build up about what's going to happen when you sit down in that chair, and he's going to get a massive pair of pliers out and he's going to pull your teeth out and his root canal and all that, and you're terrified, and then you sit down and it's, I'll see you in 6 months, and you think, is that it? And I've had 2 weeks of fear that I've created myself. It's not real. You know, that's a great comment by Carmen Rojas there.
That indeed was good. You know, as we look at the future, sometimes are we holding ourselves back? Are we creating, you know, fences, fearing success, or even fearing failure? Okay, you look like you have something to say, Margarita.
Yeah, you know, when I was a little girl, I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, or even younger, and I am the oldest of 5 siblings, right? And I'm supposed to be the grown-up, right? And when you're that little, and my little sister was born when I was 6.5, so 5 kids, right? So then I held the sort of the anchor in the bedroom because we all slept in the same room, and I was terrified. I had nightmares night after night. I was so scared, so I had to cover myself up in my blanket, like totally like this, because I was so scared. But there was one time, and this was sort of in between a dream state, and I heard something, and that was saying to me, Margarita, turn around and see what's chasing you. Look at them. I did that. And then I saw this little black, like a mouse kind of size, and it just shrank and shrank and shrank, and then it disappeared and everything became white. And after that, I really have not had any nightmares. I was just so grateful. I mean, that happened to me just by chance. I don't know.
Well, it sounds like you were willing to, or somehow you found yourself facing the fear, this frightening thing, and then it just disappeared into the nothingness that it was. That was a very powerful lesson for you to learn early in your life. That's quite amazing. That's
seeing
quite
it for
amazing.
what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me just check back in with Sheila. Do we have any other comments? Anything going on in our stream?
We do indeed. Mama Chara has introduced a new word that no one has mentioned yet, and that is funky doo-doo. Because she says, when I post, I'll lose y'all. So, funky doo-doo. So I wanted to bring that up and give her absolutely creds for that. She's bringing in new words. Rain Dow has a lovely comment for Dave Moore. Great comment, Dave Moore. There are no problems, only challenges. I thought that was very, very good. Let me see. Oh, I loved this one from Melanie Hall. It goes back into the conversation a little bit. As a teenager, I used to respond with swear words by saying, and you're an asinine ignoramus. Go look it up if you can't spell. I'll get with Melanie afterwards and tell her what actual swear words are, because it doesn't seem like she knows them. That. Only kidding, Melanie. You know I love you. And we have Jeremy Murphy, who is 1333, so he's just coming in. Filter, flush your fears, setting you free. Isn't that cool? Do you like that one?
Yep. I like all of those.
And Elaine also is chastising Dave a little bit. Oh my God, Star Trek Dave Moore, why must you punish us?
I knew I was in dark territory with a Star Trek joke, but I went for it. You know, one of my guys has just given me this word, Elaine, which, you know, something people keep saying here. He wrote it down, phantasmagorical.
Phantasmagorical. Hold it up closer to the screen so we can actually see the letters. Up to your little camera.
There you go, phantasmagorical.
That-
You know, this takes me
Phantasmagorical.
back. You know, when I was young, my uncle was an actor, and I was an extra in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the movie. And I was 6 years old. It was the first thing I ever did, and that was the phantasmagorical car. Yeah, phantasmagorical. I think I'm on safer ground with Chitty Chitty Bang Bang than Star Trek. But keep an eye on that comment tracker.
Well, Elaine, I think you got fans.
Mm.
Fans. Okay. So let's grow the flock. Okay. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's magnetize the flock. Flock you. You
Yeah.
flock.
Get the flock in here.
Get the flock in here. Get the flock in here.
Flock it up.
Flock it up. And
And then let's all flock off down the pub.
okay. Well, we are having fun. I'm glad my mood and my ease has shifted a little bit because in the hour before the broadcast, you know, nearly everything that could go wrong with my computers and different things did. I was saying holy shift or some expletive under my breath.
Holy flock.
But holy flock. Holy flock. You know, so yeah, actually, if we give ourselves permission to say holy flock, the meaning we can assign to that is, it's like I'm inviting in all the combined wisdom of my flock. And whether I conceive of that flock as, you know, my earthly partners and friends and family here, or divine helpers, however you conceive of that stuff, you know, just when you say holy flock, that's what your meaning is, so that you can get through those fences, get through the fears, and tell that ego frame of reference that you are just an effing fraud.
Mm.
A fraud. That's another powerful F word. I'm looking at the clock now, and I'm seeing that we have already ticked through to 2:38. And in the last moments of the show, I do want to let each of my guests, you know, once again, invite them to different things. And Sheila, we are going to open up, I would like to open up the Hangout Room for those who are viewing to hop on in if they are Hangout ready. That means you have earbuds, you got some frontal lighting, and you've at least had a little bit of experience being in a Hangout before. So, so it's a pleasant experience for all of us. Sheila, are you prepared to help us put that link out?
Yeah, I will become prepared momentarily. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, oh, thank you. Well, thank you, dear assistant. Okay.
Do you want another comment before you go into last words?
I would indeed. So I'm boxing you right now.
From Cindy Harley, I like, with the word that I cannot say, themes from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yay, Dave Moore. Dave Moore is just, honey, everybody likes you. I like that.
Hey.
And another one from Elaine. Wow. Pardon me. Didn't get it up. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That's too cool, Dave Moore. So you're, once again, too cool. I like that too.
I could start believing this.
I won't, but some people will, and you know, God love. I would have to have a lot more proof, Dave. But so far, you've entertained me.
There you go.
Oh, Melanie says she has no camera, but she can come in. While I have you, before you go into last words, I assume I simply put the Hangout link from the event page in the comments, right? Okay.
Yep.
Right, I'm going to mute, and y'all do last words. Great show, guys.
Okay. Whew, I'm going. Whew. We don't spell that with F-E-W. We spell it with P-H-E-W. Whew. And nothing's too stinky here. Actually, the show's been going pretty well. We've had some good forward flow. I'm sighing with relief. So what I would like each of my guests now to do, if you have a key point, either a takeaway of your own or a great last F-word message for the group, if you would share it now, please. Dave.
well, I won't share an F word with the group as a parting gift, but I mean, I will say this has been fun. A lot of time people overlook fun in work and in business, and you're considering that most of your daytime is spent working. You know, you should have fun in doing what you do. It becomes infectious to have fun, and I think it's the thing that underpins great offices, great businesses, great lifestyles. You know, organized chaos or controlled madness is what we have in our office here, where no idea is a bad idea. You know, and if you can have fun and you enjoy what you're doing, then you'll never work a day in your life.
Okay, so
Exactly.
it sounds like Dave's final word is fun. Remember to bring fun into your problem solving. Give yourself permission to allow that in. In fact, you could say a fundamental truth is to bring fun and the sense of play into whatever you're doing. Okay, Margarita.
We do always say it's never too late to have a happy childhood.
Absolutely. Okay, Margarita.
Well, I have to say, come out of being a fugitive in fear and become a friend in freedom. Friends of freedom.
That is fabulous. So I can see that I have a few other folks of my flock who are coming into the green room, and we'll engage in conversation with them after broadcast. I would like to ask both Cindy and Melanie if she'd care to mute, please. Please mute. Thank you. Alrighty. Where was I? Margarita talked about don't be a fugitive. I did not make up a card with that, but fugitive. Okay. Don't be a fugitive. Set yourself free. Okay. And I will be going back to my most frequently used word during the day as the one that I would like folks to think about. You know, let's grow our flockiness together. Let's spend time together. Let's get to know each other. Let's respond to each other's posts. Let's go to each other's Hangouts. Not in phony ways, but in real ways. It is wonderful here on G+ to shift the experience from not just becoming friends, but even feeling like family.
Yeah.
Okay, and I had a little bird thing here, so there we go, family. And I'm going to bring myself back up so I can point that out. There we go again, family, a flock. Okay, so I want to thank all of the viewers today for coming to the premiere show of the Holy ShiFt Show. This is airing Tuesday, October 14th at 2 p.m. We started Eastern. Next week, the show will be Laughter, Fake It to Free It on Tuesday, October 21st at 2 p.m. We're going to have a couple people from Laughter Yoga Experience and Professional Work in on the program. And I am going to open that up for 10 spots so that in addition to the couple guests that are there, there will be room for others to join in with us, because the second half of the program will be doing laughter exercises together. And for anybody who hasn't ever experienced that, please come and join in for the show Laughter, Fake It to Free It. And then the on the Thursday in the week after that, that would be October 30th, a Thursday, I'm going to be doing a show called What's Your Ing? That kind of is an extension of the inner explorations that people and entrepreneurs do in the flavor of what's your why, what's your what, what's your verb, What's your ing? And if you get the notice for that, please do look in the event details. There will be included probably a 5 to 10 minute guided self-discovery process where either before or after the Hangout show, you can have your own little journey and discover what's your ing. The last thing, little self-promotional thing I'm doing is please visit my website, yeslaugh.com. Yeslaugh.com. If you go there and sign up on my email list, I will send you my ebook, which is called TLC Laughter Care, and that would be a great thing for you to review before you come to next week's show on laughter, fake it to free it. Okay, my self-promo done. Let me go back to Margarita.
So I'm also, we have the Connections Forum on Thursday at 9 o'clock, and it's going to be about Italians being in Italy. It's called Mamma Mia, and the theme is why are foreigners going into Italy to stay there? I think there's one Italian person there, so we'll actually enjoy and seeing what is so good about Italy. And I'm also launching a series of 5 live trainings in crystals for healing. I'm a crystal healer as well. And if you go to my website, thecrystallotus.com, you find a sign-up box everywhere there. thecrystallotus.com. Thank you for watching us.
Thank you. And Dave,
Mm-hmm.
just share your info again.
Well, as far as Hangouts go, I do them quite irregularly. I hold some Hangouts regarding transformation technologies. The best way to keep a track of that will be at the HPT Transformation community. Elaine is a member of it, and she put some comments and some posts on there. They're always informative. It's a good resource for people who want to discover a little bit more about transformation. My website is moreconsortium.com, and you can always get me at david@moreconsortium.com, or connect with me on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, wherever. If you just put HPT Transformation into Google, I think we've covered the first page, so you can always find us. It's been great to be here. Very much for the comments in the comment stream. It's good to see everybody on this show. And Elaine, I think this is a great show. You've done a great job on the first inaugural edition of this. Good luck to you, and I'm sure it's going to go from strength to strength.
So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. I'm really happy to see Melanie Hall and Cindy Harley joining us for the after party. We will see you in the future, and until then, flock on.